Good morning. All right. So we are going to work on something new today, but kind of similar to what we've been doing in the past. We're going to work on parallel and perpendicular lines. You're going to be seeing this throughout the rest of this week and also next week. So let's start getting our practice together. So first off, parallel lines have the exact same slope, but have to have different y-intercepts. So I've got that drawn right there for you. You can copy that down. You can see those lines both cross the y-axis at different spots, but they both have a rise of 2 and a run of 1. Therefore, by definition, these are parallel. They will never cross. Perpendicular, however, is a little different. Okay, and we're going to do a few examples of both so you can see how to solve these. Perpendicular lines, slopes have to be the reciprocal opposites. And a reciprocal, and I probably spelling this wrong, but who cares? Reciprocal opposite means if the slope is A, then the perpendicular slope, and this symbol right here means perpendicular. Okay, that's our perpendicular. If the slope is A, then the perpendicular slope is negative 1 over A. So for example, if I have an equation y equals 2/3 x minus 2, again, one thing that's crucial about perpendicular lines is that the y-intercept doesn't matter if it's the same or if it's different. It doesn't make one difference if the y-intercept's the same. The only rule is the slopes have to be the reciprocal opposite. Reciprocal means flip numerator denominator, and if it's positive, now it's negative. So then the perpendicular line, by definition, has to be negative 3/2 x, and this could be just plus 0, or leave it as is, or it could be minus 2. It doesn't make a difference because by rule, these lines will intersect and make a perpendicular 90-degree angle. So I did two examples there. So for example, you can see if the black line is our initial black line, I can see that one perpendicular equation to this is, well, if the original equation is 2x minus 2, well, the reciprocal is flip numerator denominator, now it's 1/2, and if it was positive, now it's negative, so it's negative 1/2 x minus 2, and you can see that makes a 90-degree angle. Same with the orange line that I made over here, and this is a reciprocal slope of 2, and it's negative 1/2 x plus 2. And look at this, and the blue and the orange line happen to be parallel, okay? Now, let's do a couple of examples so we can figure out how to do this. So here's one example that you'll see. It says, find the equation of a line parallel to y equals 3x minus 5 with the point negative 2, negative 5. So, by definition, I know parallel lines have to have the exact same slope, but they must have different y-intercepts. All right. So just like we did yesterday, let's replace x and y with these numbers. So negative 5 equals 3 times negative 2 plus b. Negative 5 equals negative 6 plus b. Add 6, so 1 equals b. So the line that's parallel to this, that carries these points, is y equals 3x plus 1. Okay? That's how you would do one like that. Let me get you some more. Give me a second. Okay. For my other examples, I'm going to do my last two for finding the equations of a parallel line. I'll do this one first. I'll erase it real quick for you. So again, I'm doing this one, and I know that it says write the equation of a parallel line with the given equation and the point it passes through. So I got to find the equation of a line that's parallel to this line that has this point. So again, I'm rewriting this. Y equals 2x plus b. Simple substitution. Replace y with 3. Replace x with negative 1 plus b. 3 equals negative 2 plus b. Add 2, and I get 5 equals b. So a line that is parallel to this point happens to be y equals 2x plus 5. There you go for that. And let's do one more example, and hopefully this clicks off and makes sense for you. So, going further, let's do the same thing for this one. It's got to have the same slope, but it's got to contain this point, so it's different y-intercepts. So let's do this fast. Y is -1 equals -3/5 times, replace the x with 5, plus b. We're solving the new y-intercept. 5 over 5 cancels, so now this is -1 equals -3 plus b. Add 3 to both sides, and I get 2 equals b, so parallel to this is going to be y equals -3/5 x plus 2. And that's that for parallel. Give me 1 second for perpendicular. Alright, now let's do some more. We're going to do some ones that are about perpendicular lines. So here's some new stuff. I'll do 3 separate examples, follow my lead, take notes, ask questions during small group today. Write the equation of a perpendicular line with the given equation and the point it passes through. So remember, a perpendicular slope is all we care about. We don't care about the b, but again, this is going to have, it might have the same y-intercept, it might not. You got to replace the y-intercept with b as well. All I know is that the perpendicular line has this point, but we know the slope is reciprocal. So the slope, if you want to give yourself a heads up, the reciprocal of 2 is flip numerator to denominator and make it opposite. Now it's 1/2. If you want to give yourself these notes, the reciprocal for a perpendicular, I'll do this, perpendicular slope for this one, reverse the 2 and the 3 and make it opposite. So now it's +2/3, reverse or flip the numerator to denominator. My perpendicular slope is going to be +1/3. Let's do number 1 first. Number 1, I know I'm going to have y equals -1/2 x plus b. This is the point it goes through. Replace x and y, we're going to find the equation, okay? So 4 equals -1/2 times 2 plus b. 4 equals -1 plus b plus 1 plus 1, 5 equals b. All right, so this equation, and I'll do this in a different color, the perpendicular equation is going to be y equals, we know it's -1/2, and the y-intercept is +5 after doing all that work. All right, doing the next one, going through. Pause me when you need to write this down to understand what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. Next thing, I know the perpendicular slope for this one has to be 2/3. So I'm going to rewrite this with the y is -2 equals 2/3 times 3 plus b, okay? The 3's cancel. -2 equals 2 plus b minus 2 minus 2. -4 equals b. I know the perpendicular of this one is going to be y equals 2/3 x minus 4 for that one. And last but not least, we'll do this one down here, a little more room for it. Remember, the slope is going to be 1/3. The perpendicular slope to this is the reciprocal opposite. Replace y with 2 equals 1/3 times -9 plus b. -9/3 reduces to a -3 on top. -3 times 1 is -3. 2 equals -3 plus b. Add 3, and I get 5 equals b. So my perpendicular equation to this line is y equals 1/3 x plus 5. I'm hoping this made sense for you all. See you in class.